Can you see this? Are you able to see the screen? Okay. Hi, everybody, and you can hear me? Okay. Hi, everybody. So I am so excited to talk to you all tonight about how important it is to get in touch with your why, okay? And when we talk about your why, it's kind of like, what does that mean? And really what it boils down to is it's why did you say yes to Juice Plus? Why are you continuing to do this? Why are you going to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations? Why are you going to, call Aunt Sally or reach out to Aunt Sally when, she shares she has a need? Or, it's this business we always say is a simple business, but it's not always an easy business. And as a result, you have to learn how to discipline your disappointments when people say no and all of these things. There's going to be ups and downs to this business. And your why is going to be what gets you through it all. And so each person has their own why. They have their own reasons for doing this. And people come into this business for different reasons. And then along the way, their reasons change and their whys change. So it's a constantly evolving thing. I had a lot of fun. I've been with the Juice Plus company for 5 years. And I had a lot of fun going through this worksheet myself and just kind of like reconnecting with my why. So I want to take you guys here to this document. I'm just going to really kind of walk you through it. I'm going to share a little bit of an example. And if anybody wants to share any of their whys, I was going to give you guys a chance to do that. So I'm at the missiondrivenmodel.info website right now. And if you go down to build your team and you click on this document, it's new. It says your why. And it is an awesome document. And so I'm just going to kind of walk you guys through this. I think this is a great thing to go through with anybody who's new, but anybody who's been with the company for a while, with us for a while, I advise you to do this again. I mean, you could do this once every 6 months and your answers would probably be different, right? Because life's always changing. So, it starts by asking you to really think about where you are now. How are you? Is your life thriving? Are your finances thriving? Are your relationships thriving? Do you love what you do as a career every day? Is your time flexibility and freedom thriving? Is your faith thriving? Is your health and wellness thriving? So I love this. I think it reminds us of what's kind of important in life, right? And we all know there's like that wheel of health, or we might not all know that, but there is kind of this like overall wheel, and we want to have this kind of holistic health. And let's be honest, it's probably unlikely that we're going to be perfect in all of these areas at any one time, but it's really thinking through like kind of where can you tweak things and where in here would you like to move things more towards the yes, right? So if you answered no to any of the questions above, what would you want these areas of your life to look like in the next 12 to 18 months or 3 years? And I just would encourage you guys, after this call, make this a priority and sit down and do this and just really think about where you're at. I know for me, I was in a career my why when I got started with the Juice Plus company was I was in a career that I did not love at all. And so this has kind of answered that. So now I get to answer, yes, I actually am in a career that I love. However, it's not, my finances aren't thriving the way I want them to thrive with the Juice Plus company. My health and wellness is significantly better than when I started. My faith is significantly better. It's kind of really, it's fun to see my evolution in a lot of these areas since I've been with the Juice Plus company. So I can actually personally have testimony that our company, our community, and our mission, I think supports each and every one of these options. So, I just would encourage you guys to really think about that. And what does this look like? And what do you want that to look like? I started to write down, I would be in control of my schedule. I would be investing my time in ways that are productive, right? I want to increase my finances, right? So I would be moving in a way that's, I would be doing activities on a day-to-day basis that are going to move me in the direction of my financial goals. So those are some examples. I really came down to, when I went through this why, realizing that for me, this is really where I want to build my business, and this is where I want to build my income. At times I was kind of thinking, do I also want to do something else part-time? So I think it's just kind of this, and for some people that might be the answer. Maybe they want to enrich their life in some other way. So I would just encourage everybody to think through this. And really this is super, super personal. Spend some time digging into this. And then let's dream. So I'm actually going to read this to you guys because I think this is really cool. When John Goddard was 15 years old, he made a list of all the things he wanted to do in his life. That list contained 127 goals that he hoped to achieve. It included such things as explore the Nile, climb Mount Everest, run a 5-minute mile, read the Bible from cover to cover, dive in a submarine, write a book, learn to play the piano, read the entire encyclopedia. Okay, not of interest to me. I would never want to do that, but hey, more power to him. Don't worry if your goals seem lofty. Don't be concerned if your goals seem unattainable. Just write them down. Dreaming doesn't cost you a penny. And what happened to young John Goddard? He went on to become one of the most famous explorers of our time. By the age of 65, he had reached 105 of his 127 goals. I mean, how cool is that? Most people have lives that carry them along. They don't plan their lives for achievement. The people who plan their achievements accomplish extraordinary things. Just dream a little. Just ask yourself, if I could, I would. So I just think this is so fun. And again, I don't think many of us are trained to do this, right? I know I always say when I joined Linked Arms with the Juice Plus company 5 years ago, I learned to dream again. And I love that because I feel like that's Jay Martin's, that's like Jay Martin's vision, right? Is to help as many people help as many people as possible achieve their dreams. And I just remember being like, wow, I'm like remembering how to dream again. So have fun with this too. I'll share a couple of mine, and maybe everyone's muted out, but you guys can chime in. So what would you want? What do you want? I have, go to Europe with my family, run a marathon, get to NMD, own a house in the mountains someday, pay for my kids' college. Anybody want to chime in? Unmute yourself and throw in some of the things you would throw on this list. Let's dream together for a minute. Be brave.
This is Chrissy. I want to put an in-ground pool in next summer, so I need to get busy.
I love it.
That's my short-term goal.
Nice.
I have many other long-term goals.
Oh, good. Write them down. Write them down.
It's
I have a lofty. Oops, sorry.
Go, Jackie.
I would like to retire.
There you go.
I love it. I love
I want
it.
to get off the road.
I know. I always say I retired from my pharmaceutical, my corporate job.
And that's a good thing.
I feel I'm healthier. It's so funny what happens when you get away from healthcare.
Yeah.
You get healthier, you know? What else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I want to do an RV trip across the U.S. with my husband and family, and he doesn't worry about work for a second.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to any kind of 9-to-5 job. And I want a new kitchen, and I would really like a cleaning lady or a housekeeper or something like that, because I'm sick of cleaning.
That's on my list too, Alexis. As I was cleaning on Sunday. Oh, I want a cleaning lady. Oh, I want a cleaning lady. Who else?
I'll add one. I would like to get my black belt in Taekwondo.
Nice. Awesome. And I love it. And do you guys see how these are all kind of like, these all relate in some way to those questions that we were looking at first? Some of them are physical, health, more relational, time with your family. Like, I love it. Anybody else?
I want to be financially stable and have my own place.
Nice.
Joanna, by the way.
I know. Awesome. Anyone else?
Yes, I would like to have enough money where I can hire private jets to fly back and forth between Germany and here.
Awesome. Awesome.
I haven't checked into the price, so it's on my vision board.
I love it. I love it. Dream big, ladies. Dream big.
I'll go with you, Patty.
Yes.
Anyone else? Guys, I love it. How cool is it that this group of people, we get to dream together? And to be honest, the Juice Plus business may factor into this in some way, or it may not, but it doesn't matter, because I love that. I feel like even the Juice Plus products might give Colleen the energy she needs to go get her black belt. I always can see the connection. I always see how Juice Plus, either our business or our product, supports us towards our goals. So I know I'm forever grateful that it's came into my life, and I know it's a piece of a foundation, a part of me achieving all of these goals. So what's really important is to turn these dreams into present tense goal statements. So for example, I am an NMD by March 30th. I am in Paris with my family in June of 2018. I wrote down, oh, I have to move this up. I had originally written down I am an NMD by September 30th, 2018, but I've moved that up to August 31st. I'm going to read to you guys a little exercise I went through, and it was really, really cool. You know, I'm in Europe on a 2-week vacation, and I have plenty of money to spend on my family and experience all kinds of things in June of 2019. And, you know, so it's just a matter of like getting those dates down there. So I want to read this to you guys. This is something that I actually just recently, one of my mentors kind of helped me through this because I was listening to something she did. And it really created a very concrete example of what I'm talking about. And so I'm going to read this to you guys. You guys are going to hear my heart. So I don't know what you guys can see right now. Are you still just seeing that Y document? Okay.
We can see your
Like a letter.
little letter.
Oh, you do see my letter. Okay.
Not anymore. Now we see goals.
Okay. Well, you're going to see my letter. Okay. Here we go.
Now we see it.
So you can read along with me. So what it really comes down to is it's about stepping in to your goal and just imagining what you want, when you want it, and getting really clear and specific in your brain about that and thinking through how it's going to look, hear, and feel. So I will read this to you. I was going to keep it here. You know what? I'm going to stop sharing because then you guys can just listen. Here we go. All right. So it's August 31st of 2018 at 7:30 p.m. It's a Friday night, and I have just reached 23 Club and NMD. Yay! I love just saying it. I see my local team jumping up and down in my living room, and my remote leaders are with us via Zoom. My kids are so excited to start planning our dream vacation to the Caribbean. And I can really feel I can feel the warmth of the sun and the sand in my toes. My husband is just smiling with total joy and pride because he knew all along we could do this. I have to tell you guys, when I wrote this, I couldn't read it back to myself without crying, that line. I hear my phone buzzing with so many texts and boxers from my team, sidelines, and friends. I feel so grateful to see so many of my team reaching their goals. I see how proud they are of what they have accomplished and how happy they are to have been a part of this journey together to NMD. I have achieved this by being disciplined with my DMO, events, our launch process, and creating that VF qualified factory. Life is great. So see how specific that was? And it like gets you here, guys. Like if you get that specific, it literally gets you here. And you can like picture, it was just a really cool exercise to go through. And for the first time, I feel like I could like step into the moment, and it felt so good. So that is the degree that I want to get to with this, right? So I mean, Colleen, you were the one who shared the black belt. Like that stuck in my head because I just think that's cool. You know, it's like imagining what that's like being on that mat, you know, and having them hand you the black belt, or, you know, Jess, the trip, you know, the RV. I get chills, you guys, thinking about you guys experiencing these things that are your dreams. And it's like we can kind of like experience them in our minds, and then someday we'll experience them in reality. So anyway, I use the example of NMD because for me, I know that if I build my business, it's going to help me achieve so many of these other dreams that I want. I had a big aha moment once where I kind of was like, I was looking at everything I wanted on my dream board, and I was like, okay, if I could really build an NMD business, I could pretty much get all of these other things that I want. And so for me, it was a pathway to achieving a lot of what I want. For some of you guys, you might be, it might not be that. It might not be NMD. Maybe for you, with the Juice Plus business, it's building a qualified business. It's imagining what that looks like. I mean, somebody who's brand new on our team, you know, or it's getting that first promotion. But again, I mean, it's just thinking through, like, how's that going to feel when your sponsor calls you and it's like, oh my God, you finished your 2,000 plus. I'm so excited for you, you know? Or getting that paycheck, like picturing yourself walking out to the mailbox and getting that paycheck that's $500. And you're like, oh my gosh, wow, you know, or the Christmas bonus that you get when you get to a certain level. So anyway, I think that this is one of the real key things, and I think it's just important to come back to this. I would encourage everybody to do this like once a year. But if you haven't done this, do it once, start there, and then revisit it from time. Is there any questions? What do you guys think?
Whitney, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I pretty much almost was bawling my eyes out as you was reading that because I could feel it too. But is that document that you got on Mission Driven Model, or is that what your mentor kind of explained to you?
So the document that I got on Mission Driven Model is what I showed you guys, but that little like script that I came up with, I actually listened to somebody else do that. And it was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I modified it a little bit, but I can share that if anybody wants it. I can share it as like a model. Because I felt like it was helpful to kind of have a model and then adapt it to my, to kind of see.
Yeah.
But it was because people say like feel it, see it. What does that look like? But I couldn't quite. I was having a hard time figuring that out. But that's what like get with your sponsor and like tell them this. Like they can help you create that image. And it was amazing to feel the difference when I went through that final. You guys, it's like the difference is in the details, and it's really about getting really in touch with it. It's one thing to have the why up here. Like I can't tell you guys, when I read my husband is just smiling with total joy and pride. Like when I'm not like, that just, cause I think I realized that that's big for me, like, cause he's been so supportive of me through this whole journey. And they say like your why needs to make you cry. And it's just recognizing that opportunity, like to have him, celebrate this, and my kids too, so get in touch. And it's hard to find those, you got to dig deep, and figure out what's going to keep you up at night. What is Jeff Bertie says? He always says like, get you up early in the morning and keep you up at night, just doing what you need to do to go out there and live your dreams. So, with that, I think that's enough, but go do it. You have to go through the exercise yourself and get in touch with what matters most to you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Good stuff.